Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Beyond the Checkered Flag. It is Taylor here, and this is episode 25. Now, a year ago, when we started this podcast, me and Isabella both thought, who, out of anyone in the world, who would we want as our first, as a guest? And we both said this person who we have here today. So this is a very exciting day for us. So please welcome Chloe Grant.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, Chloe?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Just to start off, could you give everyone a bit of an overview of your career so far, what you've been up to, what you've done?
Yeah, so I'm 19. I'm from Scotland. I did karting for 7 years since I was 7 years old. Then I won a scholarship in 2021 when I was 15, and I did the GSCC, which was in a Citron Sac, so just around the UK. And then I did GB4 because I got big sponsorship in 22 in the first ever season of it. And then I did F1 Academy in that first ever year in 23. And then I sadly had to go back to GB4 last year, which is when I decided to make the change to GT endurance racing. So now I'm racing in Porsche Sprint Challenge Iberica.
Brilliant. Do you think you have a favorite memory from your racing career so far?
I don't know. I struggle with this question because I have like different favorites for different reasons. I don't necessarily have like one favorite. I think every moment's kind of unique to me in a way.
Yeah, that's so valid. It's quite a long period of your life to be able to choose one specific moment, I guess. Especially if you've done it since you were 7.
Yeah.
Do you have like a first memory from like what you can from what you can remember? What stands out the most for you?
There's a few. I think the first thing I actually remember doing this, like, so my eldest sister Lucy raced before me, and it was my decision to start karting. And I remember the day I asked to. I don't know why I decided to. I literally just walked into the kitchen. I remember my dad was doing dishes, which never happens now. I don't know why I remember that. And I just said, "Can I have a go?" And that was it. I remember deciding that. I wasn't pushed to do it. It was purely my decision. It was all just fun. I don't remember my first time out, sadly. But I do remember my first time in Mini Max, which sadly isn't really a category anymore. But it was like one step above, like, Honda Cadets, which I was probably 11 when I moved up. Pardon me, sorry, that was my knuckles. I was probably 11 when I moved into Mini Max. I should have been 12, but I was a bit of a chunky child, so I had to move up category a bit early. I remember the day I first tried that kart because it was significantly faster than the karts I had been in for the past like 3 and a bit years, and 3-4 years, whatever. And it was so much faster, and the adrenaline rush that I got from it was when I was like, this isn't just a hobby to me anymore. And from that day on, I was basically out every single weekend I could be, with my dad. I remember that day.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about. Like, if you didn't make that decision when you were so young, like your life would be completely different.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it'd be like. I can't lie. I don't know why I think this, because I'm not a bad person, right? But I think I'd get in a lot of trouble, not legally, just like I don't know why. I think I tend to kind of go against what people say. So I think, yeah, if I didn't have racing, I don't think I'd be in the best way possible. So I think it's the best that it's ended up like this.
And just looking at like motorsports in general, if you could change anything about it, what would you want to change?
Change about motorsport in general?
Yeah, just in general.
I'd make it cheaper.
Yeah.
That's it.
That is no surprise. It's like I don't think anyone really understands the actual expense, even like for myself, because people who don't do it just have no idea.
Yeah, like I'm sure you've seen it. I got really frustrated last year, the amount of people that are messaging me saying, or like commenting on videos saying, do F3, do F2, why aren't you doing F3, why aren't you doing F2? And it was annoying me so much. I made like a funny video kind of about it, and it's got 3 million views or something like that, and it's still like I'm still getting followers from it, like probably right this second, to be honest with you. And it's just like so many people don't understand the costs that this, like, F2 drivers don't get paid. Like a good friend of mine that's also at the training place that I train at, iZone, Jordan Albert. Jordan's also a coach now. He's started up a company called Forsetti, sorry. And he went to like the Silverstone Grand Prix and interviewed a bunch of people that were watching and said, how much do F2 drivers get paid? And everybody said like so much money, like loads of, and I was like, how do these people actually think that they get paid? Like it's crazy. I mean, it's just, yeah, motorsport is much more expensive than you'd hope, sadly. It's not all about talent. Like I even have people being like, I did a debate with someone the other day online, and I keep my calm now. I used to like go for, not attack people, I used to kind of go a bit crazy. Like if you see me being rude to someone in the comments, just know they've pushed me over the edge and I'm so fed up. Because I really try and take a nice and educational approach first of all. So know that it's happened before if I look rude, or I'm just very forward and people take it as rude. Anyways, and yeah, they said like, oh, but if you're good enough, you'll get the sponsorship or you'll get an academy. And I was like, so actually, majority of people's in a driver academy pay to be there. Like even Roman Balenci spoke about that on oh my god, I need to double check the podcast. Gus will be really annoyed at me if I say it wrong. Sorry.
It's fine.
Backseat Drivers podcast. Roman Balenci spoke about it on there, that most drivers pay to be in those academies. I know not all. Some of the people do actually benefit from being in those academies, but a lot pay to be there just because it looks good. And then sponsorship, mate. If you can raise, like I would say, I'm quite good at raising sponsorship. I think I've done a good job at it to keep racing. If you can raise over 1.4 million for F3 for 1 year and over 2.5 million for F2 1 year, go you. But I don't think that's possible at all, because as someone who puts a lot of work into sponsorship, I can tell you I've never even raised like 200k. Like so, and that, you know, it's just, I don't think it's possible.
Yeah. And going back to what you said about like the thing, what people post on TikTok, I remember specifically a video that you commented on, and I completely agreed with what you said. Don't worry, this is not like anything bad. You were so in the right. But it was like this girl talking about how like feeder series drivers are just like super rich kids, and they use that Frank Ocean song.
Oh yeah, it was that, and she said, and I was like, whoa, what about me or something?
Yeah, you were like, it's like you're just assuming that all of them are nasty just because they have like.
Yeah, she said they all have big egos and they're all really rich,
yeah,
along those lines. And then she was like, and I said, hello, or something like that. She was like, oh, not you. I was like, you can't say that now. I said, you just generalized like
everyone.
Hundreds of people. Like you can't do that, because there's like, I don't think, she clearly maybe doesn't understand how many feeder series there's there's hundreds of drivers.
Yeah, it's crazy that some people post things. I'm like, what made you think that was a good thing? Like, that was going to end well for you?
You just think if you aren't actually involved or you've not done loads of research on something, you should not be posting or commenting about it. Like I have to scroll past F1 Academy videos now because I know that the comment section is going to annoy me, because people genuinely think those are F1 cars. Just do one simple quick Google and you'll find out it's an F4 car. Like it's really easy to find out, and people just assume, and they get like I know, like people, I can get worked up about stuff, but people get worked up so quickly and are so quick to judge. Just take a deep breath, chill out. Like I said the other day in a video, you guys need to like take a chill pill. Like this isn't a serious video, and somebody got on at me for saying the words "take a chill pill." I was like, right, okay. I can't lie.
Oh my god. That's so crazy. That's mental, especially with like everyone thinking that F1 Academy means, oh, they're going to be in F1 next season. I'm like, they don't really know what it is, do they then?
People don't have an understanding. If you like, I can assure you, like, I'm assuming you've done like loads of research about everything as well, but there's even stuff that you won't know and won't want to know about because you've not been involved in it, and like you'll know a lot and have a smart like understanding of it. So these people that don't even do research, like they know nothing and they just assume. Yeah. Like,
you don't know unless you're involved in the end. Like, you know what people want you to know. So
yeah, exactly.
But anyways, moving on from that, what is the most important thing you forgot to bring to a race weekend?
Oh god. I feel like there's definitely something, but my dad's lovely, but my dad is very OTT and he can be quite a stressful dad. Like I would call him a karting dad if people know what that means. He's a bit too much sometimes. So I feel like it's impossible to forget things when he's involved. But I definitely recall forgetting something and him being like, "Oh, you're an idiot." That was an English accent. He's very Scottish. What have I forgot? Oh god, I can't really think. There's definitely something. I was about to say a race suit, but it wasn't. I ripped my race suit and had to borrow someone else's, so I didn't forget that. Technically, I forgot a spare. I don't know. I do not know. I've definitely forgotten something, but it would have been something relatively smaller that we could have replaced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
If you
think.
don't remember that, surely that's a good thing though. It wasn't so
Yeah,
bad.
I think my dad's too crazy for me to forget a big thing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've literally had a driver once say they forgot their helmet, so
Tom's done that before. Not a surprise. He's a male.
oh my god.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in racing? Because obviously you started really young, so your childhood is completely different to like an average childhood. So what was that like?
It was really cool. I think it's different for, like, I say we're all pretty equal in terms of men and women, but I do think now being a bit older and looking back, I do think being a woman in this sport, you mature a lot quicker. I just think, I don't know why, I guess, I don't know, because you're surrounded by guys who are not saying all men are idiots, please don't come for me. I'm just saying, like, you know, at that age, everyone's silly, messing about.
Yeah.
You're not very mature kind of thing. So you'd expect you to be the same. I don't know. I think I've just always been a bit more aware of my surroundings and just kind of, I don't, maybe I'm just different, but I feel like I kind of analyze people in a way that sounds really like weird. I don't know, I felt personally I've matured a lot quicker than I would have if I wasn't in the sport. But it was really good fun. I made lots of close friends. Honestly, I don't really speak to many people I did karting with. I can only think of 2 people that I did karting with that I still like speak to occasionally nowadays. But obviously then when I moved into cars, I gained all my current closest friends. Yeah, it was, I don't really know, it's just pretty cool, and I definitely think it matured me. I think maybe it's matured because I've had to deal with a lot of situations that a lot of people at my age wouldn't have had to deal with.
Yeah.
But one frustrating thing was, like, I guess you guys say secondary school, but in Scotland we say high school, like the Americans, unfortunately. So like in high school, that was really tough because I was really different to everybody around me. Like there wasn't a single other person in my school that was in motorsport in some way. And I'm sure there was people like that thought cars were cool or whatever, but there wasn't a single other girl that was interested, blah, 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 blah. Whereas like nowadays, like I was at Wilson Mill 2 days ago coaching a girl, and she told me so many people in her school do karting, and I was like, what? It's like, I've never heard that in my life. But I guess being in Scotland as well, it wasn't as big, whereas now it's actually, karting's actually quite big in Scotland now. Like I was shocked a couple of months ago, I went to the racetrack and I was like shocked how many like karters there were, especially young girls. So that's really awesome to see the development over time. But yeah, school was really hard because I was on kind of, that's not a different level, that sounds bad, but I was just kind of, like I said, I matured a bit earlier, so like there's a lot of things that people would find funny and I was just kind of sat there with a straight face like, okay. I don't know, it just, even like I'd get boys because they were, I know they're, and now it's because they were jealous, but boys would make fun of me and boys would like, you know, just be rude to me, and I really did struggle in like secondary school because of it. But yeah, apart from that, when you're actually at the track, it was pretty cool. It's pretty brilliant, to be honest.
Yeah. And what you said before with like being around boys at a racetrack, they're all messing around and things. Even now, when I like look at a grid, I'll be like, right, but they're still like my age. And when you think of people in your school compared to them, they're gonna be exactly the same. Like just people glorify racing drivers and think, oh, they must be like the best people ever. When really they're just exactly the same. They just have a cooler hobby than everyone else.
Yeah, depends. Some of them are lovely, others
Yeah.
are a bit raised because of it. I think there's a bit of a 50-50 split between that different kind, but yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. But out of all the teammates you've ever had, if you had to trust one of them to take you on a hot lap, who would you choose? Who do you trust the most?
Lena, every day of the week. Oh my god, I love Lena. She's my, no offense to everybody else, she's my favorite teammate I've ever had. She like, I always call her Mama Lena because she really like she's probably what 6 or 7 years older than me, but you wouldn't think it. But she really took me under her wing in F1 Academy. Like I've had like in, I don't know, in karting, my teammates and me, like we would kind of help each other, but it was a bit like, nah, wasn't anything special. I can't lie, in karting, because I was like quite quick in karting, I did kind of have my guard up, so I didn't really like I didn't really want to socialize with lots of other people. Anyways, but yeah, in cars, I had one of my teammates, I won't name who, but in one championship, like I would ask for help and they just wouldn't do it, and they would kind of make it in a jokey way, but it was really rude. Like they'd be like, oh, I helped one driver before and they ended up quicker than me, and it was like, but you have a lot more experience than me and I need help and you're not going to help me. I'd be like, oh, what did you do in this corner? And they wouldn't tell me, and they were just like, they were really useless and they were just rude, and I didn't like that. So when I had Lena, it was a whole different thing, because she would actually sit down and help me look at like, she'd be like, I'd ask her what did you do in that corner, and she'd tell me exactly, and any questions I had she answered, and she was such like, she's so good fun as well. And I just know that whole hot lap we'd be giggling the whole time. Yeah, she'd probably spin or something from laughing, but no, I do trust her. She is a really good driver as well.
Is there any of them you trust the least?
Yeah, 100% Carrie. Carrie is the worst road driver in the world. Like we had to get in a car with her a lot. I've never been so scared. I don't know what, she's just like quite aggressive with the pedals. Like she's a fast track driver. On track she's fast, but oh my god, in a road car it was terrifying. So yeah, I'm staying away from that.
Okay. And your boyfriend's a racing driver. We everyone knows this by now. I just need to know, how did you guys meet, and how do you balance? You're both very busy people and you live quite far away, so how are you able to do all that at once?
Yeah, I mean, to give motorsport people a reference, I basically live half an hour from Knockhill and he basically lives half an hour from Snetterton. So that's a very big gap, 7-hour journey. Yeah, we met, like in motorsport, you kind of know names. Like I knew he won the Jet Scholarship, knew his name roughly. I was like, whatever. And then when I started GB4, he was in 2022, he was in his second year of GB3. Like walked past each other a couple times, didn't think anything, and then it probably got to June, July, and it's kind of a funny story actually. He won't see this, so it's fine. He'd probably be annoyed if he knew that I told you, but like you people are like, I always tell people, oh, we met in the paddock. No, we didn't. What happened was, like, there was like, you get added to random group chats when you're a driver, especially at younger ages. Like now it doesn't happen because everyone's grown up, and there was like a rumor that was not true going about me, and he likes to be a funny guy and say things, so, and he was in the group chat and he made a comment, and I like was so angry about it, so I messaged our friend Will and I was like, make this boy add me back so I can speak to him. And back, and I was like, don't say that, that's not true, like this is what actually happened, blah 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 blah. And he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like he was so nice. And then yeah, we spoke every day since that day pretty much. And then finally I let my guard down and we started dating. Like, so we started talking in like June, July, we started dating in December. So yeah, that's about it. I'd love to be like, oh, we met in the paddock, it was so romantic, but that's not what happened.
This conversation, you had a go at him. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was lovely in response, and he still is. So yeah, that's it basically. And then I think, again, everybody's different, but Tom is so chilled out and it's so nice. Like he's so easy to get along with, and like I don't know why, but if you have to cancel plans on someone, you feel really guilty. And like I've said that with previous partners before, I've had to cancel plans for racing and they get angry at you. And like even the other day, I was like, not the other day, a couple months ago, when all of a sudden Porsche came up and I wasn't going to go to Tom's Race for Spa, and for some reason I felt like he was going to get angry, but I knew he wasn't. So I told him, like, oh, I can't come to Spa anymore because of this. And he was like, oh my god, that's amazing, like don't worry at all. So because he's so chilled out, it's so quite easy to make it work. we both have an understanding, like, racing comes first. Like, realistically, like, I love him to death, been together a long time, but we are in, like, if you look at it without the technical side, we are boyfriend girlfriend. Like, it's not like, you know, we're engaged or anything like that. That's when it gets proper serious, or we're living together, whatever. Like, we are boyfriend girlfriend. So right now the priority is our sport, it is work, that is the priority, and we just still have to make time for each other. Obviously, that's still important. Luckily I have seen him quite a bit the past couple weeks, because to be fair, when I'm down, I train in England a lot and I'm only 2 hours away, so if I have a free weekend I'll just go see him, kind of thing. And but yeah, just because he's so chilled out and easy to get along with, and like, if you sit, you can easily be like, oh, I don't appreciate that you did this, can you do this differently, and he'll just change it. Like, you won't, you know, there's no big argument for no reason that, like, I've experienced before with people. So yeah, he's I think because we're both quite chilled out together, we just make it work, really.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really nice to have someone who's chilled like that, especially because I feel like because he's a driver as well, like, you both know your priorities.
Yeah, he gets
Not
it.
like priorities, but you know what I mean.
Like, he gets it, and I get it too. You can't get annoyed at each other for having your sport go first, which is, this sounds weird to say regular person. This is why I couldn't date somebody like who's a regular person, who's not in motorsport.
Yeah.
Because it would just be such a fuss. Like, they don't fully have the understanding of how much working time goes into it. So yeah, it's very nice.
And obviously now you're doing the Porsche Sprint Challenge. So what was it like going from single seaters into Porsche? Was it much of a change?
Yeah, it was a big change, especially because it was so last minute. I was planning on leaving single seaters like halfway through last season, I can't lie, but I just didn't know where to go. So when this came up this year, it was very convenient, very good. It was, I don't know, it was because it's like basically a GT4. So that's not the name of the car, but it's basically a GT4 car if you think about it in technical terms. It's not like a huge difference in speed. If anything, it's a bit slower than the F4 car. But like, I didn't get in it and think, oh, this feels slow. It was just, yeah, it was quite a nice difference. Actually, when I got in it, the thing that made me happy was the noise, because it's so loud in the Porsche, and even just like feeling the difference of the different in the weight change, because obviously it's a lot heavier, and also it's power steering, which is weird. Like, I'm used to, like, you know, turning the weight of the car, whereas now I had the power steering, and then like the difference in the weight and the braking and accelerating was different, and the way it handled was different. Like, there was lots of stuff that was different, but I did a lot of sim laps before first driving it on the race weekend, so I was a lot more prepared, and then like, not than I hoped. I'd hoped to be prepared, but it felt more comfortable than I thought it would immediately, kind of thing. Yeah, it was a happy. I'm very happy about the change, and it is a big difference, but it's good.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie. I think out of all, like, single seaters look stressful, like stressful as hell. I could never imagine doing that. So good on you guys, at least. But now that you have moved from single seaters, what is like your ultimate goal? Where do you want to see yourself in the future?
The ultimate goal is just now it's literally just professional racing driver. I'm not setting a goal with championships or anything. Like, somebody was like, what's your goal the rest of this year? I don't do that anymore. I can't do that. I set unrealistic expectations, or if anytime I set expectations, I can get in my own head, it gets negative. So I'm just not a driver that's capable of doing that just now. So the ultimate goal is just professional racing driver, and pretty much work my butt off and train as hard as I can, and do the best that I can on track, really.
Yeah. And who's been your role model throughout your career? Who do you look up to in motorsport?
Lewis Hamilton, definitely.
Why?
I mean, Ayrton Senna was the reason that my sister started racing, so obviously he's been a huge inspiration. But like, if we're talking, mainly, it's definitely Lewis. I've been lucky enough to meet him twice as well in person, and just obviously he's an incredible driver, and he's like the only driver in the F1 grid right now who's made it there purely through talent and being an incredible driver, because he didn't have the money, which is obviously that's never going to happen again nowadays. Nobody's going to make it there without the money, sadly. And even just who he is as a person, like, I've met a couple F1 drivers and he is the nicest. And it's just like, he's the kind of person you walk away from the conversation and you feel good. And
Mhm.
that's a person who I think everybody should, like, you should all inspire, everyone should aspire to be that kind of happy person that, you know, people walk away from you and think that they're so nice and like you feel good about yourself, blah 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 blah. When he was late for a meeting the first time I ever met him, and he stayed and spoke to me for like half an hour, you know, spoke about the same tracks we both raced on, and he was just like, he was so nice, and it wasn't fake. He was actually asking me questions. He was just the way he was just so real, and he was just so lovely.
Yeah, do you know what? He really gives off that vibe as well. It's not like I feel like you go kind of knowing what you're getting into with him. He's so like genuine, and especially on social media, he looks like that type of person as well.
Yeah.
So that's a really good role model to have. Now looking at like how do drivers mentally deal with things like crashes and bad weekends? How do you be able to like forget that and move on before you do another thing?
I think it depends. I think most of us don't care. Not don't care, that's not right. But most of us just kind of get on with it. Like, you're there to do a job at the end of the day. I think when you have, obviously I've had one big crash. When you have one big crash, it affects you more. Again, everybody's different. For me, the worst part is the money.
Mhm.
If you have all the money in the world, you'll be fine. You'll just get on with your job again. You'll get in the car, you'll be fine. Whereas after I had my big crash, saw the bill, and I fractured my wrist, but I didn't care that I was hurt. I didn't care about that. I cared about the bill. I cared about the money. So all I could think of is don't crash, don't crash, don't crash. And when you're in a car thinking don't crash, you ain't gonna be fast. So yeah, I definitely wish that, like, well, not wish. I don't I do and I don't wish that my dad kind of told me less about what we kind of were financially. Um, like in terms of motorsport, like we can't afford lots of things that other drivers can afford. So in a way, I wish my dad didn't make me aware of that so that I could have been driving to my better abilities. But then I'm still kind of glad that I did know. Actually, no, I'm not. He's just told me. I don't know. Yeah. I think, for example, Tom was brought up to like be told, go out there, like try crash it. Obviously, he didn't crash it, but like, try crash it, push limits. So he's never had in his mind financial, and he's just always done his best. Whereas I've always had, since moving into cars, in the back of my mind, we don't have the money to crash, we don't have the money to crash, I can't crash, I can't crash. So I've like always struggled to push my best of my ability. That's why this year's been really good, because I'm being funded by the championship, which is awesome. Where like there's a lot, I don't know why, it's just not on my mind as much. I don't know, it just feels, I feel like a professional this year. I know it sounds weird, but I don't know, because I kind of, in the past 6 months, something has just changed in my mind in terms of like my skills and my driving, and I'm a lot better now at, like, as soon as I get out of the car, I can tell you what needs changed immediately, what's wrong with it, blah, 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 blah. And I am coaching Maria, my teammate, also at the same time, because she is like zero experience prior to this. So I am coaching her as well. And I guess the more that I speak about the different techniques, the more I'm actually helping myself as well in a way. Yeah, I think I kind of forgot your question, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just gonna rambled on. Yeah, everyone's different, I guess. That's just been
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. I guess this change that you're talking about also comes with like just trusting yourself and trusting your ability. If you're now being trusted to train someone else, I guess you feel yourself like they trust you, so you should also trust yourself when you're racing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I had like when I was at the kart track the other day, like I knew I was good at karting. I've always like, I guess I wasn't as aware of it at the time, but now when I look back, I think, you know what, I was really good in a kart, like really good. But then again, like money was not an issue at all in karting for us. Like it's way cheaper than cars. Still expensive, but way cheaper. So it was never like a problem really. And also you could do like, you just tape something back up most of the time, so it wasn't as big of a deal. And yeah, like the way that I could kind of communicate what my driver needs to do different, yeah, it's definitely, I don't know why, it's like I don't really think about it, just then the words just come out my mouth. I just kind of know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just have, like, even when it comes to like the mechanics of a cart, I'm a bit like, I actually understand it quite a bit. And I had one that somebody was like, not somebody that I was working with, but somebody just like heard what I told them to change, was like, really, that? And was like questioning what I was saying, and then shocked my driver went quicker, so I guess I was right. So yeah, you still have people questioning you apparently, even when you're there and getting paid to do a job, which is odd. But yeah, it's definitely, I think doing coaching is actually really beneficial for a lot of drivers. As long as you're actually, you've been quick in something, please don't go and coach if you're like last, because then that's not. But I do think, like, making yourself talk about those things more actually does help you as well.
Yeah. And as well as racing, you also do quite a lot on social media, like especially recently. You do a lot of like YouTube and TikTok and things. So what's it like to have that level of support? I feel like you have a bit of a fan base now of people who support you in what you do. So what is it like to have that?
It's really cool. It's really stressful trying to grow it, especially YouTube right now. I mean, I'm really struggling to grow on YouTube. So I finally decided to post every second week on a Monday, because I think consistency is key with YouTube. Like, you can't really promote it on other platforms. I think you just have to do a good job of it on there. So I'm struggling with that at the minute. I think it is nice. I think I've definitely tried to change. Is that demographic the right word? My demographic? I don't know. I'm not going to think. Like my following, I used to, I think it is still a bit mainly men, but like it used to be significantly mainly men. So on like TikTok, I began going out of my comfort zone and like speaking about like topics women struggle with, or like started doing like makeup stuff and started doing like outfit stuff, and then I put a bit of it on Instagram here and there, and I've definitely seen a huge number change in terms of like more girls following me, which the girls are just really, really nice, and everyone's like so supportive and lovely. So I've really enjoyed changing that recently. It's been a lot more positive in the comment section. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's just, I don't know, it's a bit surreal. Like, I actually thought about it the other day. Like, I was getting frustrated because I'm not at 100k yet on Instagram. I'm getting there slowly, but I was getting frustrated. Then I took a minute and was like, I was thinking, because I was at the Tate McRae concert in Birmingham, and I was like, 20k, 20,000 people fill that room, and think how many people are in that room. And I'm like, and I was like, and I'm on 90 whatever, like 95 or 96, and I was like, oh my god, that's a lot of people. When you actually put it in perspective, it's like, oh wow, that's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. Even I always stress myself out with trying to grow and like do more. But I think I need to have a bit of a reality check here and there to realize that I actually done a decent job. Just because I'm growing a bit slower than other people are doesn't mean it's not bad. It doesn't mean it's bad. Yeah, the YouTube still frustrating me though, but it's really cool. I think everybody is so supportive, and I do really appreciate everybody that does follow, and like, there's like a group of like probably 10 people I could select that literally comment on every video, and I did like that is so nice. Like, being so committed to doing something like that and being so supportive they're just really nice. It's just really nice. Yeah.
I get what you mean about YouTube though. It's like an impossible thing. It takes so long. Even I understand that the social media side of it, trying to build things up, is literally impossible. So I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
But last question. If you could have a meal with 5 drivers, dead or alive, who are you choosing and why?
I guess Hamilton. Senna. Because I just want to pick their brains and ask so many questions.
It's hard when you get put on the spot.
Yeah. Jess Edgar, because she's my best friend. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, Senna and Hamilton, the only ones that I can think like I would actually have so many questions for them. Like,
yeah. Just a table of 3 then?
Yeah. Apparently,
just make it a table of 3.
Apparently, I can't really. I don't know, because I feel like everybody else that I would want to speak to, I have spoken to.
Yeah.
like when it comes to GT and endurance stuff, I know lots of people there already, and I literally ask them so many questions and probably annoy them because I'm just interested in it. Yeah, I can't think of like anyone else.
Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Well, thank you very much for spending time with us today. We wish you the best of luck, and hopefully I'll see you soon.